Hello and good evening, everyone. The London Stadium provides the setting tonight as West Ham United welcome fellow Premier League side Brentford for an All-London FA Cup fifth-round tie with a place in the quarter-finals of the competition at stake. The match also brings the curtain down on this round of the FA Cup, meaning the winner tonight will complete the lineup for the last 8. For West Ham, the past week has been a demanding one as they continue to balance Premier League survival with hopes of a meaningful FA Cup run. The Hammers have played twice in the last 7 days, most recently earning a vital 1-0 victory away from home against Fulham, a result that keeps them hot on the tails of the other teams involved in the battle near the bottom of the table. Before that, at the weekend, they were overpowered by Liverpool's set-piece prowess, losing 5-2 at Anfield. In the last round of the Cup, they had to overcome stubborn resistance from League One side Burton Albion, winning the game eventually 1-0. Brentford arrive in East London with plenty of confidence of their own and with a slightly different set of priorities. The Bees have also had a busy week, playing 2 Premier League matches during the past 7 days as they continue to push for a possible European qualification place. Their most recent outing midweek ended in a hard-fought 0-0 draw away at Bournemouth that kept them firmly in the top half of the table, and it reflects the consistency that has defined their season so far. Last weekend, they played out a memorable match against Burnley that finished 4-3 in Brentford's favour. Brentford's journey to the 5th round comes after navigating a very sticky tie in the 4th round, overcoming non-league Macclesfield Town with a 1-0 away win. With both sides entering the match in relatively solid form, this London derby promises to be a tightly contested cup tie with a place in the FA Cup quarter-finals on the line. Team news: West Ham makes 7 changes to the side that started the win at Fulham last week. Areola, Walker-Peters, Scarles, Mavropanos, Kante, Traore and Felipe have all been called into the team. For Brentford, just the 3 changes. Brentford, who have Brazilian forward Igor Thiago starting his first FA Cup tie, Christopher Ajer, Keane Lewis-Potter and Yarmolyuk return, with Yarmolyuk making his 100th appearance for the club. Kick-off, the bubbles drift across the pitch as Brentford kick the match into life at the London Stadium, and the early tempo suggests immediately that this will not be a cautious FA Cup tie, both teams coming flying out of the blocks with attacking intent. Inside the first minute, the ball is already moving quickly between both penalty areas. Brentford try to release Kevin Schade down the flank, while West Ham respond almost instantly through Jarrod Bowen, who controls a difficult dropping ball with wonderful technique before driving forward. The West Ham captain nutmegs Lewis-Potter in the process and angles his run toward the box, looking for space to unleash that trademark left-footed effort, but the shot is deflected behind for a corner, and the home crowd respond with a roar of encouragement. From the resulting corner, Ollie Scarles tries his luck from distance, rifling an ambitious effort well over the crossbar. It feels exactly like the kind of open contest that the FA Cup often delivers, with both teams liberated from the usual pressures of league survival and willing to take risks. The competitive edge arrives quickly as well. Kyle Walker-Peters thunders into a crunching challenge on Schade near the touchline, drawing huge cheers from the home supporters who appreciate the physical commitment. The challenge sets the tone. Neither side is interested in easing their way into this one. Brentford on the attack now. Damsgaard slides a clever pass across the edge of the penalty area toward Jordan Henderson, who positions his body carefully before attempting to guide a side-footed effort toward the top corner, wide. The technique is delicate, but the execution is flawed, and the ball sails just over the crossbar. Henderson knows immediately he should have done better. The visitors continue to push forward with confidence. Thiago sprints after a through ball from Lewis-Potter, forcing West Ham's defence to scramble. Then, while Disasi wins a physical duel moments later, that brings another appreciative cheer from the home crowd. Brentford come again now. Kevin Schade accelerates into space. He treads a perfectly weighted pass through Brentford's attacking channel. Michael Kayode bursts onto it on the right side of the penalty area, with no defender immediately closing him down. He strikes the ball powerfully towards goal. Saved! Alphonse Areola reacts instantly. The West Ham goalkeeper throws his body forward and blocks the shot at close range. The rebound ricocheting dangerously off Scarles before Areola dives again to smother the loose ball. It's a superb reaction save and a crucial early moment that prevents Brentford from taking control of the tie. As the match reaches the quarter-hour mark, the initial chaos settles into a more measured rhythm. Brentford are enjoying a spell of possession, moving the ball confidently through midfield, while West Ham have retreated into a compact defensive shape. Yet the Hammers remain dangerous whenever they transition quickly. Adama Traore suddenly injects explosive pace into proceedings when he collects possession on the left flank. The winger bursts past Kayode with raw speed, cutting inside toward the centre before unleashing a low strike that skims inches wide of the far post. Bowen raises his arms in mild frustration on the opposite side, hoping for the pass, but few inside the stadium blame Traore for taking the shot. West Ham now have won a corner on the right side, and Brentford initially deal with the delivery at the near post. The ball, however, refuses to leave the danger zone. Mateus Fernandes gathers possession and swings it back toward the far post. Thomas Soucek is there. He rises under pressure to nod the ball back across goal. Bowen is going for it. Goal! Jarrod Bowen reacts faster than anyone else. The captain darts towards the loose ball and calmly slides his finish past Kelleher from close range. The London Stadium erupts as Bowen wheels away in celebration, once again proving his knack for delivering decisive moments when his club needs him most. The goal arrives somewhat against the flow of the match, and Brentford immediately look determined to respond. Their attacking play becomes sharper, quicker and more purposeful as they push bodies forward in search of an equaliser. We're near the half-hour mark now. Brentford have a throw on the far side. Everyone is expecting a long throw from Kayode, but he plays it short to Ouattara, who turns Scarles very easily and now can get a cross in from the byline on his right foot. Nathan Collins rises powerfully just outside the 6-yard box. Goal! Off Thiago, I think. The header strikes the Brazilian at close range and ricochets into the net. West Ham players instantly raise their arms, appealing for offside or handball, and the stadium falls into a momentary silence as VAR checks the incident. Replay seemed to suggest that the ball comes off Thiago's chest. After several tense seconds, the decision arrives. Goal given! Thiago celebrates his 20th goal of the season, even if he appears almost surprised by how it has arrived. Brentford's persistence is rewarded and the tie is suddenly level again. How will West Ham react to that? They have the ball now and go on the offence with Traore. He surges into the penalty area and is met by Michael Kayode, who forces Traore away from goal. Oh, wait now! Kayode clumsily sticks out a leg, catching the winger as he tries to shield the ball. West Ham want a penalty. The referee, though, waves play on, but VAR are looking at it. Now they are recommending that Andy Madley come to the monitor. Well, we all know what that means. Penalty! After consulting the pitchside monitor, he points emphatically to the penalty spot. It was clumsy by Kayode, and there is contact, and I think the penalty is just about the correct verdict. Jarrod Bowen steps forward. The stadium holds its breath as the West Ham captain begins his run-up. Remember, Kelleher is somewhat of a penalty save expert. Go! With complete composure, Bowen passes the ball calmly into the corner while Kelleher dives the opposite direction. Bowen turns away in celebration once more, restoring West Ham's lead and sending the London Stadium crowd into full voice. The remainder of the half continues at an exhilarating pace. Brentford push forward aggressively, winning corners and long throws that force Areola into several aerial battles inside a crowded penalty area. Collins in particular becomes a towering presence during these set-piece moments, repeatedly testing West Ham's defensive organisation. Oh well, now Schade goes rolling over in the area. Brentford want a penalty, but the referee signals that he thinks Fernandes gets the ball. Replays show that Matheus Fernandes just about nudged the ball away before standing on the toes of Schade. VAR's Konstantin Hatzidakis judged that was enough for the original decision of no penalty to remain. It's turned into a very good watch, this game. We're nearly at half-time. Another Brentford corner late in the half. In it comes. Again Collins powers goalwards, but this time Scarles is on the line to make the block. West Ham are not dealing with Collins' aerial threat as yet. There'll be 6 added minutes at the end of the half. West Ham have a corner, which Bowen wins off Lewis Potter. Scarles sends it deep to the back post. It's nodded back into the mix by Soucek. It is looping over Kelleher's head. He gets a big hand onto it, but can't hold it, and the loose ball going to fall to Disasi. Oh, he's made a complete mess of that. First he bends to head it, then goes with his knee, then ends up scooping it towards goal without much power, and Brentford can clear. He got himself in a right mess there. It was a wild swipe at the ball, and he wasn't able to make proper contact. Well that he has his hands on his head. It's a bit like a hockey game, this. Set pieces galore. 2 goals from corners, 1 from a penalty, and both teams have missed 2 or 3 chances from dead ball situations too. We're into the 4th minute of added time. West Ham have a free kick down this right side, halfway inside the Brentford half. It's a well-hit flat delivery by Fernandes towards Soucek again, who's arriving this time near the penalty spot. The West Ham man wins his header, saved! Kelleher makes a superb one-handed save low down to his left, and Brentford are lucky that they can clear from the rebound. Great reactions from the Irish keeper. Soucek, a constant threat when the ball is being played into the box. Wow, this period of added time has been action-packed, and we are still playing. There's a pause in the play now, though, as Henderson is down, clutching his wrist. He went down from an aerial challenge and landed awkwardly. He walks off to the side, but looks like he might be okay to carry on, which is good news for Brentford. Shortly after the whistle sounds for half-time, the London Stadium has witnessed a thrilling opening 45 minutes. West Ham lead 2-1, yet Brentford's attacking threat ensures the contest remains perfectly poised. Second half, the match resumes with both teams immediately searching for attacking momentum once again. West Ham have made 2 changes. Summerville and Mayers replace Adama and Scarles. No changes from Brentford, so Jordan Henderson is okay after that heavy landing on his arm. Summerville, a man in form, quickly becomes influential down the flank. Within minutes, he releases Bowen into the penalty area with a perfectly timed pass, forcing Collins into an important block to prevent a 3rd West Ham goal. Brentford respond with furious protests when 2 players tumble inside the penalty area during the same attacking sequence, but the referee waves away both appeals and VAR agrees with the decision. Brentford seem determined to get a penalty awarded in their favour in this game. As the half progresses, the intensity gradually shifts. West Ham appear more composed, controlling possession more confidently, while Brentford struggle to replicate the attacking fluidity they displayed earlier in the match. Yet the visitors remain dangerous whenever they can deliver the ball into the penalty area. More tricky wing play by Summerville wins West Ham another corner after his shot was deflected behind by Kayode, but Kelleher catches the resulting corner cleanly. At the hour mark, both sides make changes. For West Ham, Pablo makes way for Castellanos, and for Brentford, Jensen comes on for Yarmolyuk. With Jensen coming on, it looks like Brentford are trying to get a foothold so they can start to try to control the game as they did in the first half. So far, West Ham have been much better in the second. Brentford continue to rely heavily on their aerial deliveries and long throws, hoping to create chaos inside West Ham's defensive third. But so far, Areola has dealt with everything thrown into the penalty area. The keeper has been very impressive in this regard, taking so much pressure off his back line. Brentford like to pin you in and build that pressure on you until you crack, but tonight West Ham have dealt with that element extremely well. The tension inside the stadium remains as the clock moves toward the final quarter of the match. West Ham supporters sense the possibility of closing out the tie, while Brentford fans continue to roar their team forward in search of an equaliser. A heavy touch from Ouattara wastes a good position for Brentford, and Keith Andrews will be frustrated that his side have not really tested Areola so far in this second half. West Ham come forward now looking for that third goal you feel would really put this cup tie to bed. It's with Bowen. He twists and turns his way down the right of the area. He doesn't have many options ahead of him, so he goes for the shot. Saved! Brilliant save again from Kelleher at his near post. Strong hands. He got down there so quickly from what was a powerful shot. West Ham have a corner though. Bowen will take it. It's right in the mix, but Kelleher does well again under pressure to punch it away. It's starting to feel like there is a bit more nervousness around the stadium. Now it's Brentford's turn to break. Henderson's long ball is headed out to the wing by Ouattara, to Lewis Potter, who slips Ouattara back in on the right edge of the penalty area. He looks up and chips the ball to the back post, where there are a few runners arriving. One of them is Kayode. Oh, well, now then. Was that a push by Summerville? The referee thinks so. He's pointing to the penalty spot. Summerville gives Kayode a little nudge in the back, and he goes flying into the back of the net. The West Ham man also goes into the book for his troubles. I think the problem for Summerville is that once a player has left the ground, they can be easily moved under an in-swinging cross. The instinct is to try and nudge them away from the ball, and that is exactly what happened there. Igor Thiago will step forward. The Brazilian striker pauses briefly during his run-up. Go! He smashes the ball powerfully past Areola. The net ripples and the Brentford supporters erupt in celebration as the score becomes 2-2. Suddenly, the atmosphere inside the stadium transforms completely. The away end sings louder than ever, while West Ham fans watch nervously, fully aware that their side has surrendered several leads in recent weeks. Who will be brave enough to go for the winner? Just before that equaliser, Brentford were set to turn to 19-year-old forward Ramel Donovan, a man who has represented England at under-20 level, but Keith Andrews changes his mind after the goal, with Donovan having to wait. Just over 5 minutes of normal time to play. Brentford attacking again down the left wing with Lewis Potter, who sends another dangerous cross flashing across the 6-yard box, but neither Ouattara nor Kayode can reach it in time. West Ham have it and go straight down the other end. It's all up for grabs now. Neither team will want extra time. The ball is with Summerville, who produces a dazzling run, only to see his cross cleared desperately by Schade. Chances for both teams there to win it. With 5 minutes of normal time remaining, Ramel Donovan is coming on. He's replacing Damsgaard, and there will be 4 minutes of added time. Both sides trying to work something late on, but it's not quite the fast and furious approach you might expect. No one wants to make a mistake now. One last chance for Michael Kayode to cause chaos with a long throw, but nothing comes of it, and the referee blows his whistle. We're going to have another 30 minutes. The teams may not want it, but the neutrals will be licking their lips, as this has been quite an intensive game. Extra time, West Ham are making a change. Wan-Bissaka is coming on for Kyle Walker-Peters, and so we go again. Fatigue becomes evident almost immediately as the additional 30 minutes begin. Players from both teams move more cautiously, careful not to make a mistake that could prove fatal. Not too much to write home about in the first 5 minutes. Mayers attempts to put a cross in from the left-hand side, but he skies it well into the stands. Brentford now making a change with Vandenberg coming on for Ajer. The Bees are on the attack now. Thiago sends in a cross from the right flank, but Areola is down low to push the effort away. Now then, Brentford want a penalty. Ouattara takes the ball down on the left of the area, and Wan-Bissaka is with him. The Brentford man goes down, but replays show there's actually no contact at all from the West Ham defender. He pulls out just in time. A little bit naughty from Ouattara, we must say. He collapsed to the floor, but then looked silly when Bissaka pulled out of the challenge. The Brentford man is lucky to not get a yellow for that. West Ham go down the other end. Soucek sends an across from the right, but it's an easy collection for Kelleher. Not expecting too much at a time here, as there haven't been too many stoppages in this half. We're into the last minute of the first period of extra time. The ball is with young substitute Ramel Donovan. He cuts inside, attempts to bend a shot into the top corner. Wide! Donovan so close to becoming an instant hero, but the effort flies just over the crossbar. Brentford manufactured the chance really well. It ran on to Donovan, who had to check back on that left foot, and he tried to go for power. He whipped it back across, and it went over the bar. And that is the end of the first period of extra time. There's a brief huddle where players receive some instructions and some much needed refreshment, and then we're off again. Penalties only 15 minutes away now. Both teams make changes. For Brentford, Furrow comes on for Schade, and for West Ham, Wilson is on for Fernandes. Both managers thinking the same thing, 4-4-2 with two strikers up front for the final 15 minutes. Are these the chess moves that will decide this stalemate? The second half of extra time begins with renewed urgency. Callum Wilson looks to make an instant impact. He takes it with his left foot inside the penalty area. He goes for the shot on his right foot. It's deflected. It flicks up off a defender. It's going towards the goal. It's saved. Kelleher was equal to it once more with a big right paw. That could have gone anywhere. Oh well now, another moment of controversy. West Ham's Summerville, already on a yellow card you remember, clips and fouls Donovan, but Andy Madley takes no further action. That could easily have been a second booking and a red card for Summerville. What a miss he'd be in the Premier League for West Ham if he was suspended. And Summerville is limping now. It looks like he wants to come off, but the Hammers have already made their 6 allowed changes, so he comes back on, but is not moving too well. Summerville has been West Ham's key player in recent weeks, with 5 goals in 8 Premier League games. He has single-handedly given the Hammers a survival chance. They won't want him to be out injured for a sustained period of time, FA Cup quarter-final or not. Both teams look understandably very tired now. Penalties are looking more and more likely. Late corner for West Ham, but Vandenberg gets his head to the delivery to clear for Brentford. There will be 2 added minutes at the end of the 120 already played, and West Ham have the momentum. Brentford just can't get out. West Ham have just found an extra bit in the tank. Can they carve out one more opportunity? We're deep into stoppage time. West Ham are still pressing. The ball comes to Axel Disasi about 30 yards out. He's going for a shot. Oh, just over the bar. What a strike that was. Out of nothing, really. He launched a thunderous strike that whistled just over the crossbar, with Kelleher stretching desperately toward the top corner. The stadium lets out a huge collective breath, and moments later the whistle blows. Penalties will decide the tie. It's all a lottery now. West Ham will shoot first. Here we go. Up first is Jarrod Bowen, who fires his penalty confidently into the top corner. Igor Thiago responds for Brentford with equal composure, 1-1. Next up, Taty Castellanos, and he smashes his penalty straight down the middle. Dango Ouattara for Brentford. He tries a Panenka. It's saved! Areola does not move. The goalkeeper catches the ball easily, and the London Stadium erupts. I always wonder if the Panenka is worth doing. If it comes off, great, but if not, well, you can see how bad it looks. The next 4 penalties are flawless. Wilson and Soucek both score for West Ham, and Potter and Jensen score for Brentford, so we are at 4-3 in West Ham's favour. Up next is Mavropanos for West Ham. If he scores this, then the Hammers are in the quarter-final. Here he comes. Top corner. Go! West Ham win the shootout. 5-3. The London Stadium explodes in celebration as the players rush toward their supporters. A dramatic FA Cup tie finally has its winner. West Ham United put their relegation worries to one side to reach the quarter-finals of the FA Cup for the first time in 10 years. Brentford have never advanced further than the quarter-finals in the FA Cup, and their run in this season's competition ends at the 5th round stage, but they still have the opportunity in the league of qualifying for Europe for the first time in their history, so they still have a lot to play for. It's all over here at the London Stadium in what has been a thoroughly entertaining cup tie, where both sides, fair play to them, gave absolutely everything. West Ham win 5-3 on penalties, with the scores tied 2-2 after extra time. Good night and God bless.